The pursuit of wealth has always seemed like a distant enigma, guarded by a few and desired by many. Yet when we observe the essence of power, we realize that its conquest is far less complex than it appears. The ancients warned that simplicity cuts through illusion like a sharpened blade. By understanding this principle, we see that prosperity demands less magic and more comprehension of human nature. Those who seek fortune often believe it responds only to intense effort. But its true foundation lies in perceiving the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. The wise understood this. Mastery of reality, harsh as it may seem, reveals surprisingly direct paths. Once we discern the movements of ambition, wealth ceases to be a mystery and becomes a consequence. Many spend years walking in circles, unable to recognize that prosperity is born from strategic observation. Life offers signs, yet few notice them with clarity. Every decision and every gesture before social forces shapes one's financial destiny. Wealth is not an act of strength, but of direction. Its brutal simplicity lies in precision, not in haste. Economic power may appear to be the fruit of luck, but it rests upon consistency. Constancy is the cornerstone many ignore. Over time, small choices build great fortunes. This truth obvious yet neglected divides those who rise from those who remain prisoners of chance. Wealth favors the disciplined. Those who understand time rewards those who respect it. In ancient times, thinkers observed rulers and noticed that mastering circumstances outweighed mastering brute force. Applied to wealth, this means prospering requires knowing one's limits and virtues. Those who examine their impulses and govern them gain a rare power, transforming desire into continuous action and avoiding ruin born from internal disorder. Anyone seeking prosperity must learn to navigate imperfection. Nothing is stable, nothing remains unchanged. Those who grasp life's fluidity adjust their course before the tides consume them. Machiavelli warned that a wise ruler never relies on hope, but on a cold reading of facts. So too does the seeker of wealth. He anticipates change and prepares before others. The brutal simplicity of prosperity lies in realizing that every opportunity carries risk, and that retreat can be as strategic as advancing. The prudent do not fear shifting tides. They use them. Unlike the impulsive who leap without thought, the wise choose their steps calmly. This balance between courage and cautions sustains lasting fortunes. Wealth is born from structured thought. Clear ideas generate consistent actions. Yet many drown in mental disorder, believing improvisation will grant them advantage. Nothing is more deceptive. Ancient philosophers understood that deep planning shapes destiny. Those who seek prosperity must organize their purpose and solidify their path, resisting distractions that erode ambition. By observing human behavior, we see that uncontrolled passions are enemies of wealth. The wise do not let immediate desires destroy years of construction. Prosperity is patient work, built upon silent renunciations. Each prudent decision becomes a foundation, each reckless impulse a fracture. To govern oneself is the first wealth any person must acquire. Prosperity favors those who understand the nature of intelligent effort. Many work endlessly and gain nothing, for they ignore the logic of power. Others, who study human behavior and the structure of opportunity, advance with less strain. Wealth is simple because it obeys reality, not fantasy. One who aligns with reality discovers a path most overlook. Wealth begins to form when one cultivates inner silence. In a noisy world, only the patient observer sees the true movement of opportunity. The wise do not seek to impress, they seek to understand. While many engage in empty disputes, the perceptive individual builds advantage through quiet reflection. Where power germinates without spectacle, time reveals that fortune is not born from heroic impulses, but from subtle constancy. Those who master their own rhythm know each day offers a small stone for a great monument. Silent progress surpasses bursts of enthusiasm. What seems slow is solid. What seems fast is often fragile. The brutal simplicity of prosperity appears when one accepts that wealth requires more renunciation than conquest. Renouncing excess, pride, disorder, and immediate gratification clears the mind to see the straight path. The ancients warned that excess corrodes fortune. By removing what weighs us down, we move with precision and strength. True wealth is not defined only by accumulated goods, but by the mastery of one's vision. Those who do not know what they seek will never find what they need. Clarity is the greatest treasure of the mind. When objectives are sharp, the world reorganizes around them. Fortune gravitates toward those with directed focus. Ancient sages taught that power grows where there is order, and no empire endures under confusion. Wealth behaves the same. It approaches those who cultivate stability. Prosperity begins with orderly habits. When routine is guided by intention and discipline, everything around it flourishes, like fertile soil prepared for harvest. Anyone who seeks prosperity must accept adversity as an inevitable part of the journey. Chaos visits all, but destroys only the unprepared. The trained spirit withstands storms, knowing each crisis contains openings for ascension. The difference between ruin and triumph often lies in maintaining clarity when the world trembles. Simplicity reveals itself when we observe that few dare to do the obvious. Study, refine, repeat, improve. While many chase secret formulas, the wise focus on essentials. Machiavelli taught that to govern is to understand limits and potentialities. Applied to wealth, prospering is governing oneself before governing circumstances. Fortune moves toward those who embrace responsibility. Nothing flourishes beneath the shadow of blame. Those who fault luck or fate remain trapped in powerlessness. The one who assumes authorship of his choices gains a powerful force, the ability to shape his future. Even when conditions seem unfavorable, prosperity demands continuous vigilance. What grows today may wither if neglected tomorrow. The wise reinforce foundations rather than relax at the sight of progress. Just as a castle needs constant care, wealth requires permanent attention. Each solid decision adds a brick. Each negligence forms a silent fracture. Brutal simplicity appears when we recognize that wealth responds to character, discipline, and perception. None of this is hidden, only few commit to it. If these reflections expanded your understanding, share your thoughts in the comments, like the video, subscribe, and activate notifications. Your participation strengthens this space of strategic knowledge. Prosperity requires the ability to distinguish what is essential from what merely feels urgent. Many exhaust themselves in tasks that build nothing, mistaking movement for progress. The wise observe before acting, understanding that value lies in direction, not speed. This selective clarity separates those who rise from those who remain lost in distraction. Wealth favors those who master the art of deciding. A clear decision saves years of hesitation. When the mind aligns with purpose, the world stops looking chaotic and becomes a field of possibilities. Firm intention creates paths where others see only doubt. Thus, great planners transform ideas into tangible results. Every true advance is born from the silent dialogue between reason and ambition. Ambition drives, reason directs. Without balance, one destroys what the other tries to build. Ancient philosophers understood that excellence arises when both forces operate in harmony. Prosperity follows the same rule, desire guided by disciplined action. Few realize they fail not from lack of intelligence, but from abandoning their path too early. Continuity is the steel of prosperity. While many retreat at the first obstacle, the determined remain. Over time, perseverance transforms ordinary efforts into extraordinary outcomes, results invisible to the impatient. The prosperous man does not fear strategic solitude. He knows many roads require distancing from the noise of the crowd. Deep reflection appears when the spirit detaches from external expectations. Financial independence begins as mental independence. When one thinks for himself, he discovers doors unseen by those who blindly follow the multitude. No lasting construction exists without self-examination. The man who ignores his weaknesses repeats the same errors. The one who acknowledges them becomes strong. The wise do not fear their own shadows, for they reveal what must be refined. Prosperity grows from this silent inner battle, where victory is earned through clarity. Fortune favors those who remain steady while the world fluctuates. External instability is inevitable. Internal instability is optional. The prepared individual finds structure in chaos and opportunity in change. His emotional steadiness becomes a lighthouse, guiding him where others collapse. This inner stability creates advantage even in unpredictable times. There comes a decisive moment in the life of anyone pursuing wealth, the realization that no one is coming to save them. This truth liberates. When we understand, we depend on our own choices, we abandon excuses and enter action. Responsibility transforms the individual into the author of his destiny. Wealth requires constant vigilance. Nothing remains solid without care. The prudent review their strategies, strengthen foundations, and correct small deviations before they grow. Neglect is a silent enemy capable of undoing years of progress. Thus, the prosperous maintain continuous attention, understanding that fortune responds to daily stewardship. The essence of prosperity lies in mastering the simple. Extraordinary results emerge from doing the basics with precision. Many fail because they seek complexity, unaware that strength resides in consistent execution of fundamentals. When the individual perfects the simple, wealth stops being a distant hope and becomes a natural consequence. Wealth begins to form when one recognizes that every choice carries an unseen cost. The wise calculate this cost before acting. They understand that each decision opens doors but closes others. By perceiving long-term impact rather than immediate gain, they avoid fatal mistakes and identify opportunities overlooked by the hurried. Prosperity favors those who prepare for what has not yet arrived. The unpredictable destroys the unprepared, but strengthens those who anticipate. Preparation converts uncertainty into advantage. While many wait to react, the wise adjust early. Fortune smiles upon those who see tomorrow before it imposes itself. Every person carries within them a vast, unexplored territory, their own potential. Few dare to explore it. Most limit themselves to what they already know. The prosperous, however, expand their abilities and multiply their value. They understand that wealth is, above all, personal expansion. The greater their competence, the greater their reach. Many seek shortcuts, but forget that mastery of time is the supreme advantage. Those who organize their days, organize their destiny. Disorder drains energy and scatters progress. The wise craft a deliberate rhythm that transforms each hour into momentum. Thus they build a bridge between present and future without relying on luck. True financial strength is found in the ability to withstand seasons of stagnation. There are times when results seem absent despite consistent effort. The impatient quit. The resilient mature. Time tests the character of anyone pursuing wealth, and only those who endure the gap between effort and return achieve lasting stability. The simplicity of prosperity emerges when we realize that excess is a silent enemy. Excess desire, excess noise, excess distraction. The wise remove what is unnecessary, so the essential can expand, like a sculptor who reveals form by removing material. The prosperous reveal their path by eliminating what does not serve their purpose. Fortune draws near to those who understand the nature of risk. Risk is not a foe, but territory for the prepared. The unprepared fear it. The impulsive rush into it. The strategist evaluates it. He does not avoid risk, he shapes it. When opportunity appears, he acts with calculated precision, turning uncertainty into power. Prosperity depends on the ability to learn quickly. Those who cling to outdated methods become prisoners of their own beliefs. The wise observe, adapt, and refine without abandoning their principles. This blend of flexibility and firmness places them ahead, enabling them to absorb lessons that strengthen their effectiveness. The ancients taught that an undisciplined spirit governs nothing but its own chaos. That truth remains eternal. Wealth requires internal order. Those who fail to control their impulses fall to the first temptation. The prosperous train their mind with the rigor of a general preparing his army, purposefully and consistently. The path to prosperity is quiet, yet leaves deep marks on those who follow it. It demands consistency, courage, self-knowledge, and vision. Simplicity is not the absence of depth, but the precision of focus. By eliminating the unnecessary, the individual strengthens his power. Thus, intentions become achievements, and a legacy that endures begins to take shape. Wealth thrives where one remains lucid amid social illusions. Many are seduced by appearances, forgetting that real value lies in substance, not in superficial shine. The wise see beyond embellishment and recognize what sustains each movement. This deeper vision protects them from empty promises and directs them toward authentic opportunities. Prosperity requires a special kind of patience, not passive, but vigilant. It is the patience of one who plants, knowing the harvest will come, even if delayed. He neither rushes nor despairs. He observes, adjusts, persists. This active patience is rare, yet it transforms lives. Those who master it see time as an ally rather than an adversary. Anyone seeking wealth must understand that the world rewards those who know their own function. When we discover our true strengths, we operate with real power. Fortune moves away from imitators and approaches those who cultivate their uniqueness. Clarity about one's potential removes hesitation and amplifies the impact of each action. Economic wisdom is born when we learn to value not only what we gain, but also what we avoid losing. Prudence protects more wealth than enthusiasm ever creates. Many rise quickly, only to fall through lack of caution. The wise, however, build fortunes that endure storms because they understand that preservation is as vital as acquisition. Prosperity rests upon the ability to establish limits. The man who accepts everything loses direction. The one who defines boundaries discovers clarity. He says no to distractions, no to what weakens him, no to what diminishes his value. Each boundary strengthens identity. By protecting his energy, he focuses only on what produces true growth. Progress is deeply linked to environment. No one flourishes in barren soil. The wise choose their influences carefully, knowing that the ideas they absorb shape their results. They distance themselves from mediocrity and draw near to excellence. When the environment becomes fertile, advancements emerge naturally, like fruit from a well-cultivated tree. There is an invincible force in well-built habits. The disciplined man does not depend on inspiration, for he has created structures that guide him even on difficult days. Correct repetition transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. From this silent consistency emerge strong careers, stable fortunes, and paths that resist the erosion of time. Wealth expands when an individual learns to think long-term. The short-sighted sacrifice the future for the pleasure of now. The strategic invest today to reap tomorrow. This distance from instant gratification grants an advantage over the majority. Each future-aligned decision is a brick in the architecture of a prosperous, far-reaching life. The man who rises understands he cannot fight every battle. He chooses where to place his strength. He selects conflicts, avoids waste, and concentrates his energy on what truly matters. Thus, he wins not by the quantity of effort, but by the precision of each move. Energy conservation is a form of power. Master it, and advancement becomes natural. To prosper, one must have the courage to break old cycles. Many remain trapped in the same patterns, out of fear of change. The wise recognize that releasing the old is necessary to receive the new. They renew their path whenever needed. This capacity to begin again with clarity is one of the virtues that leads closest to true prosperity. The brutal simplicity of enrichment reveals itself when we understand that the world rewards those who create value. No matter the era or field, genuine contribution always finds return. The prosperous do not pursue gain alone. They pursue excellence in service. As they elevate their usefulness, their fortune grows as a natural outcome of their impact. The wise transform adversity into raw material for growth. Each obstacle becomes instruction, each failure a lesson. Those who fear mistakes remain immobile. Those who learn quickly become nearly unstoppable. Prosperity does not follow the naive. It accompanies those who convert difficulty into refined advantage. Wealth stabilizes when inner life aligns with outer life. No true prosperity exists in a disordered mind. When thoughts, intentions, and actions move in the same direction, a coherent force emerges, pushing everything forward. This inner unity is rare, yet it produces extraordinary results, for it eliminates resistance and amplifies clarity. At the end of any journey toward wealth, we discover that prosperity is not merely accumulation, but an expansion of the self. The prosperous see the world with deeper perception, act with greater awareness, and decide with maturity. They learn that fortune is a consequence of personal evolution, not the cause. This understanding sustains their legacy. If these reflections awakened new insights about wealth and the power to shape your own destiny, share your perspective in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications. Your participation strengthens this community and fuels the pursuit of practical, strategic, transformative wisdom. The journey continues, and you are part of it.